Get that out the way. Black signal has been released. We have sent the pigeons out. We are streaming live on Facebook now. We are streaming live on Spreaker. I am trying to get the chat lines open. But until I do, I want you to know that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, where your hustle builds muscle. This is Ujima Journey Media. Y'all just sitting over there looking at me. Can I get some help, please? No? Y'all striking? Y'all on strike today? And the majors don't want to say nothing this morning, family. I'm just baffled. Oh, you need a music accompaniment or something? Let's try it again. Family, I want to welcome you to the congregation of mighty, you know what I'm saying, where your hustle builds muscle. This is Ujima Journey Media. And the mayor's just bugging out this morning. This is a Heart of a Simple production. And this is a Daily Toast. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I don't even sound that loud, do it? Something going on.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on. Drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Take fam. Breathe, then drink. Oh man, it feels good to be up. Now grab your glass and get some water. Grab your bottle of that water. Twist the cap off that water. Lift and pour your water. Drink. Or should we say, live, pour, then drink. Now move your body, drink some water. Out. Now move your body and drink some water. Oh. Now split your body and drink some water. Come on. Just move your body. Drink. Or should we say, move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Man, raise your glass. Drink. Or should we say, raise, toast, then drink. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Now to stay healthy, you know. Breathe, drink, eat, move. You're supposed coaching you a little bit. Take your breath. Lift the core. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Oh, drink with me. Drink your water. All right, family. A high of 56 degrees today. Great Ujima to each and every last one of you. Family, we had a real good show last night. Even though we didn't cover the proverb, we covered the proverb. So we'll talk a little bit about that this morning, along with the toast. But I have to share an article. All right. So, in the morning, get up, do my thing, find an article. Yeah, real life. There's no better application for folk tales than real life. You know what I'm saying? And we had a real life event where we got somebody looking at our community as a plain tree. It serves no use. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into that. But I found an article. And I just want to share it with y'all because I want y'all to understand. See, because there is, with a change in time, you often have to present, or at least historically, I ain't going to say historically, let me just say, shots are being fired. So Tone Talks and Yvette Cornell's little movement, I ain't gonna call it little, but the DOS piece, American DOS, were called bots, which kind of automatically is a way of blindsiding them and removing them from the conversation, because if they get involved in a conversation with anybody at this point in time, if any of us using the DOS hashtag or ADOS hashtag ADOS or hashtag DOS, they will automatically be botted. You know what I'm saying? It's like people be like, I ain't got to discuss with you because you a bot. You don't even know what color shirt I got on. Then they give you the color shirt. Oh, they got some smart bots now. I ain't got to have no discussion with you. So we're being marginalized out of conversation, right? Anybody that's speaking out on reparations, we're trying to ruin any other black person from getting into the White House, because it shouldn't all be about reparations. It shouldn't be about black anything. It should be about American people. We're all Americans, God damn it. Right? And so there is a tack to kind of try to make people like this crazy. Not real. Figments of our imagination. Characters out of movies. And speaking of a character out of a movie, I found an article that I found very interesting. My Michael B. Jordan. Hold on. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm about to say unbelievable. Michael B. Jordan was on Oprah. On her Soul Sunday on her channel, right? Michael B. Jordan says he went to therapy after playing Killmonger in Black Panther. He went to therapy after playing Killmonger in Black Panther. All right, this was published yesterday. I want now because I just want to read a little bit of this, right? And I want y'all. I want people to understand what's going on here, right? Because now it's like you play a character like Killmonger, who, if you look at historically, he kind of had a right to be upset. I mean, Michael B. Jordan didn't need therapy after playing Creed or any other role that he played, but after he played Killmonger, he needed therapy, right? You know, this is what we're dealing with now, right? Because, you know, something must be wrong with you if you find any dissatisfaction with the way things are working here. Any questions? How could you? How could you? So I'm trying to find an article, but USA Today is playing with me and don't want me to read the article. You know, I need a snippet. They're jumping around, trying to get me to get a subscription. Yeah, bullshit like that, you know. Hold on. I'm going to get back to it. But I just want to read, because we got to be aware of this type of shit that's going on here. You know, especially when we talking to our family and friends, some of us that are a little bit outspoken, you know what I'm saying? Because people want to, because people want to save us from ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so angry and everything has to be about black people, black. You're almost racist because you're black. You want to be black. You want to be unashamedly black. So there's an issue with it. So after playing a character who many of us could look at and be like, damn, he kind of justified. Hell, we got a whole goddamn country that's technologically advanced hidden out in Africa. And on top of that, I'm in the direct line of royalty and have been knocked out the race by my father's brother. I think I would be mad too. Right? But hold on. Michael B. Jordan opened up about the toll playing the villain in Black Panther. How it took a toll on his mental health. Jordan, 31, revealed he sought professional help after filming Wrapped. I went to therapy. I started to talk to people. Started to unpacking a little bit. He said, Jordan discussed his process for getting into character Tuesday in a conversation with Oprah Winfrey at the taping of the Super Soul Conversation TV special. So they're going to bring him on Oprah, right? Because Oprah is sending out this spiritual message, right? Because we don't need dissension. We need love. We don't need people questioning the way things are. We need love. We need you to utilize this secret and bring whatever you need into your life. I mean, a lot of y'all don't know that you could just think your way to freedom. That's how Harriet Tubman did it. That's how Elijah Muhammad did it. Just start it. Right? See, and I want to be very clear with my family out there. I want y'all to understand. And this is going to make some of those bots out there mad, right? the white bots out there, right? You know, those people that our allies will understand. Please understand that the whole motivation business was not started for you. Like Norman Vincent Peale, Napoleon Hill, right? They call them the godfathers of all this positive thinking and all this motivation and inspirational speaking. That wasn't designed for you. The Secret wasn't written for you. See, there was a question going on with white men at one point in time in history. And the question was, how can we be dominating everything and still be broke? So there was other white men that came up and said, think and grow rich. How can you be white in America and not be rich? We done knocked out most of your competition. We eliminated the Native Americans. Black folks have been marginalized. How could you not be rich and white and male in America in 1950, 1956, 1960? What in the hell is wrong with you? You're not thinking. The motivation wasn't for you, right? It wasn't written for you. You wasn't even in mind. I'm just trying to keep it real. So there's all this secret and all this stuff, and I know I'm guilty of that, right? That wasn't designed for us, right? Now, I ain't saying that you can't use it. I ain't saying you can't take pieces and use it, but you have to understand, you were not what they had in mind when they wrote the book. So Oprah is giving us a distilled spirituality that's making us stupid. Just saying. All right, Jordan discusses process to getting into character Tuesday in conversation with Oprah at the taping of her Super Soul Conversation TV special. I was by myself, isolated myself. Jordan said when Winfrey asked where he went to get all the nastiness to play the Marvel supervillain. The nastiness. Damn. I spent a lot of time alone, Jordan said. I figured Eric Killmonger, his childhood growing up, was pretty lonely. He didn't have a lot of people he could talk to about this place called Wakanda that didn't exist. What about the CIA training? I mean, I'm quite sure they did some heinous shit there too. He wasn't alone there. But hey, Jordan said he wanted to do justice to the essence of what Killmonger represents in the movie. Of course, it's an extreme, exaggerated version of the African diaspora from the African American perspective. So to be able to take that kind of pain and rage and all those emotions that Eric kind of represents from being black and brown here. See, and then always remember, let me go on and check my comments, just because I'm sorry. I'm just going on. Good application of the but that one dude didn't have therapy after playing in Silence of the Lambs. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Right? You know what I'm saying? You play Killmonger. You know, I got to talk to Oprah, and I got to open up with you. It was hard playing Killmonger. I needed therapy after playing Killmonger. What in the fuck are you saying? What does he say? I mean, did the homeboy need therapy after he got done playing T'Challa? Soft ass? Did he need therapy? See, this is a bid for something else. I don't really feel like Killmonger was, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I really don't feel like Killmonger was a justified role. I was just playing a character. when you, I mean, you know, like you really had, as a black man in America, you know what I'm saying? You know, to study for the role Killmonger, all you had to do was look at a little bit of slavery, look at some goddamn Jim Crow, right? I mean, really, what do you need? I'm just trying to, but I'm not understanding where they're going with this. But I'm just letting y'all know, family. Those of us that think similar to this, basically, we need therapy, and they got therapists out there that can help us overcome this. Because obviously, it's working so well for Michael B. Jordan. Hold on. Jordan said he wanted to do just the essence of what Killmonger represents in the movie. Of course, it's an extreme, exaggerated version of the African diaspora from the African American perspective. So to be able to take that kind of pain and rage and all those emotions that Eric kind of represents from being black and brown here in America, and then they water our shit down, right? Black and brown, water our shit down. Nothing wrong with brown, but we're talking about a black character, right? It's always mixed in, right? It's always you always got to water it down. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like that coffee that Malcolm X was talking about. You know, throw that cream up in there. We too black, too strong. Goddammit! Hold on, that was something I didn't take lightly. Jordan said, I didn't have a process for being Killmonger. Jordan added, I just did whatever I felt I needed to do, or whatever I felt was the right in the moment, every step of the way. However, I didn't have an escape plan either, he confessed. You can escape blackness. There you get some therapy. There's therapy out there for you, Kwame. There's therapy out there for you, Navita. Therapy. When it was all over, I think just being in that kind of mind state, it caught up with me, Jordan said. When filming finished, Jordan admitted that it was difficult to go back to being himself. It was a little tough for me at first, Jordan said, about getting out of the mindset of his character. Readjusting to people and people caring about me, getting that love that I shut out. He continued, you shut out love when you know what I'm saying? When you play a character like Killmonger, you shut out love. You shut out love. I shut out love, and I didn't want love. I wanted to be in this lonely place as long as wanting to be free is a lonely place. You understand what I'm saying? Playing a character that want to be free, that wants his birthright. Think about that. That wants to be free and wants his birthright and wants to fight to liberate his people from oppressors is a lonely place. You need to shut out love. He said that seeing a therapist helped him out a lot, despite the criticism men face about receiving mental health treatment. Your mind is so powerful. Your mind will get your body past a threshold that it would have given up on before, Jordan said. Honestly, therapy, just talking to somebody, just helped me out a lot. As a man, you get a lot of slack for it. I don't really subscribe to that. Everyone needs to unpack and talk. It must be lonely up there. You know, I guess everybody around him is just happy and satisfied. So I wonder who he hang with. There was nobody outside of a therapist that he could have talked to that could have had some type of understanding for what the fuck that character brought out. But I digress. I'm sorry. We need to do the toast. It's a lonely place. Dude, you need therapy. It's so hard trying to be a Simba, and I'm just saying. But hey, All right, cool. Let's go and do this toast. For those that missed the folktale last night, it's not too late. You could post up your comments. I don't even know if you could tape a video and share it. You used to be able to do that. We could continue the conversation about the folktale. And we had a brother come on last night by the name of Black, who was talking about an issue that happened right here in Columbus that we're going to need to continue having this discussion about to bring people awareness of some of the stuff that's going on at these corner stores. Right? Some of the stuff that's going on at these corner stores, some of the inappropriate approaching of young people, especially young ladies from these corner stores. Actually, it's probably a majority young ladies because, I don't remember walking into a store run by an Arab and there was a woman behind the counter. Has anybody ever experienced that? All right. The travelers in the plane tree. 2 travelers worn out by the heat of the summer sun laid themselves down at noon under the wide-spreading branches of a plane tree. As they rested under its shade, one of the travelers said to the other, "What a singularly useless tree is the plane. It bears no fruit, and it is not of the least service to man." The plane tree interrupted him, said, "You ungrateful fellows, you ungrateful store owners, you ungrateful politicians, you ungrateful entrepreneurs, you ungrateful actors, you ungrateful show hosts, do you, while receiving benefits from me and resting under my shade, dare to describe me as useless and unprofitable? You useless allies. Some men underrate their best blessing. But actually just say, you grateful fellows, you ungrateful fellows, do you, while receiving benefits from me and resting under my shade, dare to describe me as useless and unprofitable? So we can continue the conversation about this all week. We will be coming back on Kuumba and Imani, and we will be having Toast and Talk. So we can go and bring these back up. I'll bring this proverb back up. I can't wait to see what proverbs will be popping off tomorrow. All right? But family first, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that Creator by whatever name you choose to call your Creator. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to our list. To our list of ancestors. We move on to our list of our ancestors. And we salute our ancestors and we lift up our glass in advance. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texas Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walter, Krista Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L. I might not even go see Black Panther Part 2. I'm sitting up. I'm really thinking about that. I don't want to see nobody torment themselves by playing a role that they really don't feel. It's sort of like, I really liked the movie Malcolm X until after I heard Denzel describe Malcolm X and what he had to do to play the role of Malcolm X. I never really wanted to see it again. He did an excellent job. But after I heard him describe in the interview how he felt Malcolm X was, I no longer wanted to see the goddamn movie. I'm just keeping it all the way real with y'all. Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Ross Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tapper, John Fallard, Montague Pittman, Normal X, Sapet Mott, Rob Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, and also I didn't want to say it because I knew how it ended. But after hearing his interview, I wasn't in no rush to see it anymore anyway. Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carla Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulley, and the Luxor brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Goso Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Asbury, Harvey Asbury Sr., Lena Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Phyllis L. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Perry Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hader Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Banks, Mary Marshall, Philip Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Rainier Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Francis Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Haley Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amitep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, the Senior, Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Frank and Rustin Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Bina Triggs, Reminating Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stella Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillimon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Honest Voss, Getting Boston, Winifred Scannerberry, Wilson Headley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Connor Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Bookie, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleaves, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Roy Irby, Jim Gaucher George, and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Hat Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Alec Casey, Thomas Coper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Mitch Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Ellerton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henriette Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Captain Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shechem Aha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Wan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We also have, I'm just trying to check and see if there's any other comments because the timeline could have froze. We got Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Anthony Brown, and we got Jonathan Ford. We raise up our glass, and we say, Ashe. Ashe. Oh. What the hell happened? This is ridiculous. I gotta go through this all the. What is going on? Let me get that Michael B. Jordan. He's burning up. All right, let's see. I want to check the timelines just in case it's some ancestors from somebody I know, because we got bots on here, you know, and we got some fools on here. I'm not gonna just read some names off if I don't know who you are. What's up? Alright.
Who trying to give you a name?
Huh?
Somebody trying to give you another name?
No, I'm just looking, just checking. Just in case. For those that's in the family, if I'm familiar with you, if you post up the names, I will read them off. But I have to know who you are. Because right now, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I want to make sure we don't get caught up in no foolishness. Also, let me go over to my Hootsuite, because it popped off. I want to make sure on Hootsuite nothing popped up. Alright. Before we move on from our ancestors, let's double check. But that one dude didn't have, okay, cool. If he needed therapy after anything, this is what I'm saying, I got comments on here. Alright. If he needed therapy after anything, I would have thought it would have been after playing Oscar Grant in Fruitville Station. And I was wondering if that was him. And I, you know what I'm saying? I was wondering if that was him that played that dude, Oscar Grant. But then again, why not put on that to play Black Panther? See, but we got to understand it's called acting. So we have a class of individuals that don't even believe the stuff that they're playing. They're just playing a character. We got to understand that, man. That's still, we dealing in crazy. Good application of folk tales. I'm just Let me say a good morning, my peoples. That's from Sister Navita. Hopefully y'all can see each other's stuff on the timeline. I'm just now being able to see some of these comments, and I'm sorry I didn't read them. So there's no other names. So we lift up our glass to our ancestors. We say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment, and we lift up our glass for the present moment. We know that all of our power is in the moment, and we have to utilize what we have right now in the moment to get done what we need to get done. So we lift up our glass and we salute the moment, and by saluting the moment, we make a pact with the past. We make a pact with our ancestors, and we make a pact with the future generations, because we are the bridge that connects the two. And if we don't handle our business, we know what happens when bridges collapse. Two sides stay separate. Don't be that collapsing bridge, family. We lift up our glass in this moment and we say Ashe. From there, where do we go? From there, we move to our future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We got to lay it down in the present so that they could lay it down in the future, so that they could know how to lay it down in the future. So we lift up our glass to those children, born and unborn, all the way into infinity, and we say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? From there, we move on. We move on, and we lift up our glass to all of our relations. From there, we move on to that selfish libation. What is it that you need right here in this moment? Go ahead, get it. We toast and we say Ashe. And last but not least, I salute the most beautiful, powerful, inspiring, enlightening, uplifting individual in the room. And you know who that is? That's you. I lift up my glass to you and I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I want to thank you for tuning in. Let's see if we got any more comments. We got any more comments? Nah. We out. I want to thank y'all. Yep, we on full stream. Yeah, none of those other. Oh, Mr. Vita's on YouTube. All right. Thank you for using the YouTube. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you know when we doing some more. Because what's going to start happening is I'm going to start moving everybody over to the Giami YouTube station. I've been saying that for a while, but it's going to happen. All right, family. Let's see what we got. Because we got... Okay. All right. Shouts out to all those people watching. I don't know who's watching, so if you will post up, let us know who out there before we get off. You know, I want to at least send you some shots and some salutes, and thank you for joining us for the toast early in the morning. Brother Shaka's out there as well. All right. We got Brother Shaka, we brought Brother Kwame, Brother Kwesi, Miss Navita. All right. I'm out.